taken care of because from before I fucked that up, and oh boy, life gets in the way. Life gets in the way. So okay, so this is your genetically modified gamer, and obviously there's no game on. There's just me, and beer and burps, and you know how it be. But this is a more or less informal kind of stream, and it's gonna involve me chatting a lot, and just me playing with a lockpick as well, which I've been using to hack my Switch, believe it or not. You don't want to know how I'm fucking pulling that off, but is what it is. But anyway, clickety click 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 click. So y'all probably wondering what the fuck happened. Where did you go? You said you were better, and then you came back, and blah blah blah. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, and those of you who missed the 5-minute stream from before, I struggle with anxiety and depression. It's a known thing. I don't hide it. Hiding it just further stigmatizes people that are struggling with mental illness, people that are struggling with anxiety, depression, bipolar, suicidal thoughts, stuff like that. Me personally, I was not suicidal at any point or anything like that. But I had just started a new job, as I mentioned way back when, which I came from a place that was incredibly toxic to my well-being, incredibly toxic to my already garbage self-esteem, and ended up at a place where I love. I work in a beach city. I am 5 minutes from a beach, probably less at any given moment. Everything's very nautical. Everything's very just going really well in that department, and it's really helped my mental state, as opposed to just working 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., taking an hour to get home, and wallowing in fucking misery. So that's, part of where I've been, just kind of redoing everything, redoing my life, redoing my, just getting my shit together is basically where I'm getting at here. Let's see. Yeah, so I have had my medication adjusted. I'm on a new medication. It's called Trintellix. It's vortioxetine. Unfortunately, there's no generic yet. That's just the name of the compound. And just unfortunately, unfortunately, listen to me. Fortunately, it's changed me, completely. I was on Zoloft and Wellbutrin. That wasn't really working. I'd come home and just be like, kind of just kind of miserable, and kind of like you just didn't want. I felt flat, if you want to use a better term. I was feeling flat. So, that was just kind of in my way. But I'm better now, so I said, you know what, let me start trying to dip my toes back in, let me start getting back on the horse, so to speak. That didn't happen. I just kind of was working, kind of taking care of myself, doing what I had to do to take care of myself, and streaming took a backseat. And it's a lot for me to set up. Obviously, I have a green screen here, and you can tell the shitty cut off here, and the aliasing, do. Oh, that's a setting I forgot. Duh, that's probably why it looks kind of crappy, or it's already high. Never mind. Bye. Oh well. So, for me to set up the screen and to hook up a console and get this all done before I wanted to go live, and test it and then go live, and it's like, oh shit, that don't work. That's great. That's perfect. It wasn't really my style. As some of you may know, I changed my name from Spike Plays Games to the GMO Gamer because I wanted to focus more, not only on gaming as a whole, I wanted to focus on, let me get rid of this. This is fucking distracting ass shit. I wanted to get rid of, listen to me, see, this is why this is a complete disaster, and I love it. I'll drink to being a hot fucking disaster. So I was kind of crap. Somebody help me out. Hey dude, I online. That me. Hot Disasters Unite. What up, Shelts? So, as I said, setting everything up, getting it going, maintaining a social media presence, doing all that shit, that was kind of great. After a while, it just became retweets of other people's articles, other people's, quips and qualms about science and stuff. And that wasn't really what I wanted to do with this. When I changed my name, I wanted to focus on science. I wanted to focus on, debunking myths about genetically modified organisms or GMOs, debunking anti-vaccination stances, just general quackery, alt-med, chiropractic, the works. And I wanted to, do more. I was doing something with it a little bit. I have the cute little, the DNA in the background, which is, haha, science, LOL. And I had the, there was that one time I did that thing about MSG. I did that, and yay, it was great, and, that's fine, but I was still just gaming. I wasn't doing any actual communication. I was, just another face in the Twitch sphere here, and it wasn't really what I wanted to do. Science and gaming, well, they both have relatively, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, generally the same people like both science and gaming, but they don't like them together. And it's very hard to get them together because, how many games have I played, or has anyone played, that showcase, gene splicing, or, doing the actual gene splicing. I'm not talking about like fucking BioShock where you inject yourself with a needle and all of a sudden fire comes out your dick hole. Like, that's not what I was looking to do. I wanted to do kind of like little science experiments every now and then. I wanted to do they have the Odin, which is a CRISPR gene modification kit that they basically sell online. You can do by yourself. Like, it's very straightforward. Kind of like a high school science type thing. I want to kind of not dumb it down, but I kind of want to make it simpler to understand, if that makes sense. Like, I guess that makes sense. Yes, exactly, Shelties. It's very... Wait, hold on a second. It was a putt-putt type game. It was a child's cheat site. So, yeah. So, I could sit here. I could play every edutainment game. I could sit here. I could do, I could soak an egg in vinegar over the course of 3 days. And, oh my god, we took the shell off. That's the acid eating away at the base. Blah, 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 blah. That's fine. And again, as I said, I can't integrate that into a stream type of environment. So, I also want to play diverse games. I don't want to play just like random sci-fi shit all day and be like, haha, that's what's wrong with science. That doesn't help anything. That doesn't, that's kind of silly. I can tell when something's trying to be fun and, use science as a crutch, so to speak. I guess. But really and truly, I'm not going to sit here and play God of War and go into... the genetics of Nordic people. Like, it wouldn't have worked, is what I'm trying to say. So, what I'm going to be doing from here on out, I am not streaming anymore. That's not true. I'm not streaming anymore all the time. I'm not going to be one of these people that streams every day. I can't do that. That was another reason I wasn't streaming as much. I value my social life way too much. I'm sure I could relate to half of Twitch by telling you that I didn't have friends in school growing up. I really only started having real friends in college, and then I had like 2 or 3 people that gave a shit about me in high school, and even then it was kind of like, but I was not someone that really got along with a whole ton of people and didn't I was a nerd. Like, who obviously, like, look at us. We're all here on Twitch, on a Friday fucking night at 8 o'clock. Like, whatever, fine. And And, you know, for me to have a schedule like some streamers do, you know, to go, all right, Monday at 8 o'clock, we're going to do this. Tuesday, 8 o'clock, we're going to do this. Wednesday at 7 o'clock, you know, that's too much. I'm not getting paid to do this. I mean, you know, if I became an affiliate, yeah, sure, I guess I'd be getting paid, but I'm not getting paid to do this. So that's why I just didn't have the time to set it up. I didn't have a schedule. I couldn't get into a groove with it. So at the end of the day, I realized after a lot of thinking that... Hello! Yeah, see, you interrupted that. But yes, thank you. I value yours too, and I'm glad that you're out and about and doing your thing, and I'm glad that you're keeping that fat fuck John in line, because he needs to be kept in line. So, anyway, as I was saying, I couldn't really schedule it. I couldn't really just do it. And then, you know, if I start streaming randomly, then it doesn't work. And again, as I was saying before, science and gaming don't work hand in hand together perfectly. Like, as I said, you can't play God of War and talk about Viking genetics. It just doesn't fucking work at all. You know, so I guess what I'm trying to say is the days of focusing on Twitch, those are gone. It's not gonna work for me, and I'll openly admit that. Like, it's, again, for what if I was still Spike Plays Games, yeah, sure, I guess I could do that. I guess I could play and just, you know, stream and play the games and do the things and be the Spike and play the games and then be Spike Plays Games. But that's not what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to do a little more than just play games. So that's where the GMO Gamer comes in. I love my video games, but I also want to talk about science and, you know, skepticism as a whole, whether it be debunking flat earthers, chemtrail nuts, GMO loons, you know, all that. Like, that would be the best thing for me to do. So what I want to do is I want to start working on actual YouTube videos. You know, it's basically going to be like an episode type of thing, you know, not like dedicated, you know, maybe find ways to like link science into videos, but I can do both. Like one day, like let's say Monday I play Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Tuesday I talk about, you know, CRISPR, and then Wednesday I talk about, you know, glyphosate and toxicity, and, you know, there are ways to do this that don't involve Twitch. So I don't need to force things. I can write scripts. I can work at my own pace. I don't have to worry about, oh god, I forgot I have to stream tonight. Better get this green screen up. Better get this up. Better get that up. You know, people are gonna, you know, are people gonna watch at 8 o'clock on a Friday? Or are they gonna watch it when they get home fucking shit faced and go on YouTube and be like, oh, GMO Gamer, I forgot about that guy. Me, I do that. That's me. So yeah, I watch my YouTube shows. So, you know. Or, as I like to say, at least if I'm screaming into the void, it won't be in the moment. I don't feel like I'm losing my shit. I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. It's, you know, for me and using my head, I think that works better as a whole. You know, being live, like, that's going to take a bit of a backseat to what I want to do. I want to do more, what's it called? I want to focus on more, like, theme videos and, like, doing individual videos and doing individual things. And then, you know, every now and then, maybe if I'm capturing footage for a game or I'm doing something, I can go live. Like, I was, like, just a random thought that I had. Let's say I'm going to get my flu shot. I can go live and get my flu shot and be like, haha, look, I'm going to have autism, LOL, just kidding. So, you know, like, I can do that whole thing and do the, you know, like, live spurts, I guess. Live spurts. But I don't have to sit here in front of a screen playing a game, talking about the game, and just being like, whoa, okay, this game, I'm a genetically modified gamer, follow me. You know, like, that, it's, as I said, just not what I'm feeling and doing. And, you know, I also want to diversify a little bit. Like, remember, one day I was working on Windows 98 PC. I want to do stuff with more retro gaming and retro computing. I want to take old computers apart. Like, I have a Commodore 64. I mean, who hasn't done a Commodore 64 review? Let's be real for a minute. But I can do, like, everything and then keep going. You know what I mean? It's not like just one thing where it's like, okay, welcome to the Genetically Modified Gamer. I've got a seasonal effective light. No, as you can see, the LEDs, like, nobody fucking cares about that. Nobody gives a shit. It's, you know, if I'm making an episode dedicated to the, seasonal effective light, it'll be, okay, this is the technical aspects. It's a row of, you know, it's 8x8 LEDs, and, you know, it's their brightness, and da-da-da, and, you know, the reason that this works for seasonal effective is because, you know, according to this peer-reviewed study, you know, having more of this wavelight so I get, alright, I'm rambling, I know. So you get where I'm getting at. Like, I want to be able to do review videos like that. I don't want to be struggling with, oh, I guess I gotta play another game again, or, you know, I can actually go through, play a game, make a video of said game, and not just go through the minutia of a side quest or going through whatever. And then I could also do, you know, education too. Like, it wouldn't be just gaming. It would be an episode on how a microchip works, or an episode on how, you know, the story of Roundup Ready Corn, or, like, even current events, like Monsanto was bought out by Bayer. Like, it was, you know, like, that was kind of big news in the ag world. So, you know, you definitely want to discuss the real issues, but you also want to, you know, spruce in some games. So, like, that's why I can take a video, make, like, a 3-minute video, talk about the buyout, why it's good, why it's bad, you know, so stuff like that. And I also want to focus on older consoles, too. You can't see it because it's off camera, but I've definitely played a bunch of retro games, and each retro game that I've played has actually been on the retro console. So, like, when we did our Drunken Plumbers Don't Wear Ties, that was actually done on a 3DO. We tried to do Night Trap, and Night Trap didn't happen because my Sega CD wasn't working, but that stream was done from a Sega CD. I did Legacy of Kain on the Dreamcast. That was on my Dreamcast through my capture card. So, you know, I want to talk about those, and I'm also big into modding consoles. Like, for instance, I have a modded Xbox that I just bought I bought an HDMI adapter for it. Unfortunately, there's some bugs that need to be worked out. I've been talking to the company, Pound Technologies, and they told me just to return it because it doesn't work on modded consoles with the shielding, and, you know, and again, that could be something I could talk about. I could review a piece like that. I could talk about how to soft mod a console. I can talk about, you know, right now Switch Homebrew is a hot fucking thing. The scene's exploding. We're on the verge of having custom firmware. Like, that's, you know, that's some big news, and that's something I've been messing with personally on my off time. I have a modded Dreamcast that I took the GD-ROM out of my Dreamcast, and now it uses a USB drive with every game on it. Like, that's the type of stuff I want to talk about. That I want to get that more into the mainstream. I want to get Homebrew more talked about and more discussed, and, you know, I can't do that if I'm just streaming, you know, Legacy of Kain on my Dreamcast. I can talk about it, but I can't show you the board. I can't physically pick up the Dreamcast and say, all right, here, I took the cover off of it. This is the GD-ROM the GD USB board. This is the drive that plugs in. This is how you install it. This is how you copy files over, you know. So I definitely want to talk about that. I want to maybe put together some solder kits, stuff like that. And definitely just, you know, go from there and, you know, see where this goes. And I feel like Twitch is not the medium for that at all. I mean, it definitely has its place. YouTube Live, you know, live streaming has its place. Like, perfect example. This, I gotta actually bring my fucking camera up for this because I can't see what I'm doing. So, yeah. So, for example, like this right here, I wanted to stream this. Now, how to? Ooh, actually, that didn't look too bad. Let's see. That actually works pretty well. Let's see if I can't do this. So I want to take these apart. I want to show you how they work. I want to, you know, I want to play these games as well. But, you know, how fun would that have been for me sitting on a fucking, you know, taking the webcam, going like this, and being, okay, we're going to play Sonic. Oh, wow, that actually does come out pretty good. We're going to sit here and play Sonic 2, you know, like, nobody wants to fucking see that. Nobody, again, I can't do stuff like that on I can't do stuff like that on stream. Maybe I can. I'd probably have to get fucking drunk. Hey, there's a hard drive. Or even then, like a hard drive. ID hard drive for Megatouch. Take it apart, figure out how it works. Can't do that on stream. It's kind of boring. And, moving around the camera and, again, it's just, for what I want to do, I'm going to put that back there. Don't reveal your secrets, sheet. So, yeah, for what I want to do, again, Twitch is just not the answer, unfortunately. Will that mean I'm never going to go on Twitch again? No, probably not. Maybe I'll use Twitch to capture some game footage, or maybe I'll do shit every now and then. But really and truly, it's not going to be about the live stream. It's going to be more about just creating, focused content and not just, throwing shit everywhere. I've already purchased. I've already renewed my Adobe Creative Cloud account. I'm going to start fucking with Premiere again. I got to remember how to use half of it. It's not that hard to me, but, again, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, this is really what it needs to be. Do y'all have questions, concerns? I mean, I know I can't just sit here in the silence and, talk about it at the end of the day. But, when it all comes down to it, this is what I want to do, and this is where I want it to go. And hopefully we'll make something of it, and I won't look like garbage on this. I'll have this lit. I didn't iron this out. That's why my arm's falling apart. I have this like ghetto lit. I have my, lights here, my overhead lights that are working. But, I'll probably, once I pay some bills down, I'll be able to get some real lights and be able to get, more than just my webcam on a stand. I can make something of it. I can get a digital video recorder. And, again, just see where this goes. And, again, do things like CRISPR and do things like, all kinds of kits. Maybe even grow some plants and shit. What is up, Piplup? You say you got a question, so let's see what the question is. I think I know what the question is, but please ask it anyway. I will see what your question is when it comes up. 'Cause Twitch delay. Yeah, buddy. What about team streams? Are those still gonna be a thing? If they are, they're not gonna be on my stream. That doesn't mean I obviously still have my XSplit thing. Yeah, exactly, Shelties. Shelties pretty much answered the question for me. Like, we'll probably throw it on Gina's stream and just go from there. I won't be putting those on YouTube, kind of focusing on my own thing unless they're, like, especially legendary. I won't be, as I said, I won't be focusing on the stream, but if they want to do a team stream, obviously you've seen the setup, I can do them. I have the bandwidth for them. I have the equipment to do them. I have the equipment to do them right. I have the room to do them right. And we'll definitely, visit those at some point down the road. But right now, that's definitely not a, that's not a priority. I mean, if they want to do, if John Baruby and Gina Chu want to do them, then that's fine by me. I have no problem with that. And honestly, if they want to do a stream, I'd rather Gina and, John get the views, get the viewers, get the, all the vital statistics, so to speak. Again, because what good is a follower on my Twitch? What good is what good is all that on my Twitch channel when I'm not even using it? You know what I mean? So I would have no problem letting Gina log on to her Twitch account on my XSplit and then going from there. Because, as I said, it's just for what I want to do, for me and GMO Gamer and all of that crap, that's not going to be... Twitch is just not the medium for that, unfortunately. So, it kind of, like, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, I'm kind of bummed because I kind of wanted the streaming thing to be a whole thing and, take off and yada yada. But again, I can only do so much when it's, when I'm here. You know what I mean? He's not really sure. Right, exactly. And, and that's that. And as I said before, like, that's part of it too. Like, IRL stuff. Like, what's IRL stuff? Is that Thursday and Friday nights? Is that, and that's just me speaking to you, but that's like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, I want to be able to do real life shit. Like, I want to go out on wing night. I want to go out on Friday nights and Thursday nights, or if my friend's like, hey, want to come down to happy hour, have some oysters, like, or oysters, mussels, whatever. Like, I want to do that stuff. I want to do the thing. So, when it comes down to it, like, yeah, a lot of it, I want to focus on real life stuff. I want to focus on not sitting, I've seen streamers that this is their full-time job, and they're in front of a computer from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Like, I can't do that. I will lose my mind if I do that. I will isolate from people, and it's not a good thing for me to isolate from people, given what I deal with personally. So, I know that this, like, looks like shit. This isn't going to go on YouTube. I don't really care. This is just me chatting with people and not showing off my shitty apartment. But, like, I want to focus on quality more than quantity, I guess. Because, as I said, some of these people sit for 5 days a week from 2 to 10, and they're going to, like, go crazy. So, it's draining, and not going out and being like, oh, I can't go out, I have to stream, because, that's not who I am. It's just not. I am not that kind. If this was 15 years ago, yeah, that would be me. I spent New Year's Eve, the year 2000, sitting on IRC waiting for the fucking missiles to launch spontaneously from Y2K, which, again, Y2K was bullshit too, but had some legitimate concerns. Hey, there you go. Topic for a video. I can sit here and ramble about Y2K like I'm doing, or I can make a whole video based on Y2K and why it was a big fucking deal. Like, that would be something I could focus on. That would be something that I can do. So, like, perfect example like that, like, I again, it just doesn't work the way I want it to. So, and again, like, there will be live streaming will have its place, just not every day, not 3 times a week, not Saturday mornings, not anything. At least, maybe in the future, but I can't see that, because, and it's easy to say, oh, instead of doing like a Friday night stream, why don't you do a Saturday morning stream or Saturday afternoon stream? That's fine, but I go outside. Gasp! I go outside, gasp! So, I like to be outdoors. I like to be out, Pip has seen my house. I live on the water. I live, I have a beautiful property that I could easily just stay inside and ignore, or I could go out fishing. I could go out on the boat. I could go out and do all the things I want to do and not be chained to the fact that, oh God, if I don't stream, I'm not going to have anything. Like, it's just not going to be me. Cannot do it at all. As I said, when I was 15 years old and I lived on RSC 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, other than school and whatnot, that would be easier. But as of right now, it's not something that's possible. And, I'm 31 years old. I'm trying to, get the fuck out of this house. I'm trying, doing adult things. And unfortunately, adult things in my eyes doesn't have streaming on a regular basis as that. So, I mean, I don't know how many more times I could say it. I think I'm starting to ramble on and on and on at this point. But, I'm definitely going to do that. I mean, I had some ideas for stuff. Like, I wanted to do a shot of glyphosate on cam and then not die. Believe it or not, I wouldn't advise doing it. I wanted to do it more to prove a point than anything. But, unfortunately, like, again, can't stream that. I could. Would it accomplish anything? Probably not. But at the end of the day, this is what it's going to be. So, I mean, I have nothing else to say. So other than vaccines are safe, chemtrails aren't real, pee is stored in the balls, these are all scientific facts that, once again, I can talk about. And yes, I know pee is not actually stored in the balls, but don't deny the facts. Teach the controversy, which is basically what, I'll hijack that one for myself. But again, this is what I'm looking to do, and I'm glad that at least it seems like I got support from, who I have following me here and doing their thing. And, Pip Up, you're great. And Shelties, even though you're 12, you're the most mature 12-year-old I know. Like shit like that, that's really, as long as I got you guys and, I know I have a little bit of the Choo Choo Club behind me. I got my friends, I can definitely say that, I think, in terms of, I could put on YouTube, and that's the other thing too, I could put it on YouTube and reach a bit of a wider audience like I want to. Like, I can only talk about games and science so much and be like, oh, the same 4 nerds on Twitch will see it, but if I put it on YouTube, more people will be willing to share it. I don't have to add members and subscriptions and, all that crap. So, I guess, yeah, so that's pretty much it. And, at Shelties, I obviously, I appreciate you, and I appreciate, everybody in Gina's stream. As I said, I'm not active in it as much as I should be, but, again, she's got herself a little community, and that's her thing. Like, I'm not trying to shit on Twitch. I want to put that out there, too. I don't want to put out, I don't want to make it sound like people at stream are losers and blah, blah, blah. Even though Gina is a loser, she's my loser, and that's the important part. But really and truly, it's for what she's doing. She has her little, her movie nights and stuff like that's, that works for her and the little community that she's built. And that's not mine to take away or to destroy. It's, they're not the genetically modified, that was like a weird sound I just made. They're not the genetically modified club. They're the Choo Choo Club. That's her, and again, that's not what I want to... We're getting off topic here, but again, I support everything that she does. Obviously, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I guess I am, whatever. I gave her a new microphone. I gave her a camera. I gave her shit that she needs to actually keep it going. And, unfortunately, I can't do what she does. She has her thing, I have my thing. And, I don't want to make this about stream and crap and, is stream better, is stream not? That's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the future of what the GMO gamer is going to be and the future of, what I want it to be. And yes, Piplup, you are absolute trash. You're not the 2D waifu kind. You're garbage. And wow, Shelties, you are kicking it up with the 4D trash. Time trash. If she tick, she a thought. That's all I gotta say about that. But as I said, when all is said and done, this is what we're doing. Well, this is what I'm doing. I learned a lot in terms of, I'm someone that likes to learn. And honestly, I'm grateful for the amount of time and money and energy I put into Twitch because it taught me a lot about how streaming works. It taught me a lot about, setting things up and, all kinds of shit like that. And again, at the core of, what the GMO gamer is going to be, it's going to be focused on learning, and the fact that I've learned from it, that's a big deal for me. And, and there are times like Gina's come to me private, like in our little group privately, our little group chat that I have with her and John, and she's like, hey, my microphone, it's being weird. Why is it being weird? And why is, how do you do this and how do you do that? And I've either looked it up or I've known how to do it, and I'm grateful for that little bit of experience that I have in something that's going to get me far. I work in IT, so this is kind of my thing to know. And you'd be surprised how often shit like this intersects with the ed tech sector. Like, perfect example, I have a 3D printer. I was working on a 3D printer, and there was a ticket that came in at work, and, that was... it was about a 3D printer, and I was the only one on the team that knew what they were doing when it came to this 3D printer. But, again, that's what I like to do. I like to learn. I like to figure things out, and if it doesn't work, at least I've got the experience. But I think I've rambled enough. about God knows what, because I'm listening to myself and I sound like I've got something wrong with me. But you know, cheers to streaming, I guess, and to what it was. And it's just you know, we'll see where things go, and we'll see, you know, what this next chapter, I guess, holds for me. But again, I do appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate whether you've been here one night, you've been here 1 hour, you've been here a couple streams, you've been here, you know, even just stopping by. And even that fucking electrical skateboard cunt rag, which, oh my god, it's not here anymore. That's great. I can't believe it. Like, even those little fucking bots, like, they didn't do shit. And anyone who's ever shouted me out on Twitter, and, you know, I sound like I'm accepting an award for world's most mediocre streamer, but that's fine. That's what we're all about. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm grateful for your support. I hope I continue to have your support on YouTube. You know, I think I'm the GMO gamer on there. I'm the genetically modified gamer. Look it up. I don't fucking know what it is. I gotta get that all squared away and figured out. But until the next time around, I will talk to you all one way or another. So, to the next big adventure, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers. And to all, a good night. Deuces.